Catweazle here. Welcome back to turn 6 of Arkham Horror, Curse of the Dark Pharaoh. In turn 5 we had Tommy Muldoon going into the second half of the Great Hall of Celiano. So he's ready to come out and seal the gate at Independence Square. Ursula Downs, similarly, she's in the second half of Another Dimension, and she will be coming out of the gate at the Unvisited Isle this turn. Both Kate Winthrop and Hank Sampson are in the downtown streets. Sandstorm caused them a bit of problems, and they've been joined by a servitor of the Outer Gods, which they shall have to deal with this turn. Right, so that done. The first player marker is now with Tommy Muldoon, so we'll get straight into the upkeep phase. And here we are with Tommy. A few things to do with Tommy. First thing I noticed was, do you remember Hank finding his par? Here it is. This card counts as Par Sampson, an ally card. Well, that's very intriguing, and the reason it's very intriguing is we also have a relationship card between Tommy and Hank, which states they are socially connected. After the initial setup, anytime either you or your partner gains an ally, Par Simpson, from any game effect other than this card, the other draws an ally at random from the ally deck. So, Tommy has an ally. Glad I spotted that. So let's get the ally deck. Give it a quick shuffle. And let's see who's his ally. And guess what? It's Richard Upton, I forgot my shirt. So Richard Upton Pickman has now joined Tommy Muldoon. Gives him +1 luck, +1 speed, and your attacks are not affected by physical resistance. So if a monster's got physical resistance, i.e. half dice for whatever physical weapon you've got, you will get full dice because the monster won't get that. So, an ally for Tommy. Excellent. So put the rest of the allies back now. Well, that was a bit of good news. A good spot on my part, I think. Right. As he's coming out this turn, he needs to seal a gate, and he's going to use his fight skill. So we're going to use his 1 focus and move his fight up to 5. So give him the best chance. Additionally, looking at where he's coming out, although he won't have to fight the Wraith or the Moon Beast this particular turn, because he'll have an opportunity to seal the gate, he might have to combat them the turn after that, and the Wraith is physically immune. So unfortunately Richard Upton Pickman and physical resistance won't count because it's immune, and he's using his rifle at the moment, but he does have the Lamp of Alhazred that he got in a trade, which is a magical item. So what I'm going to do as well is he's going to put Becky down, and he's going to be carrying the Lamp of Alhazred. I'm doing it now while I remember. It may be that I've got another plan for those 2 monsters, but just in case that doesn't come off, he's got the Lamp of Alhazred ready. Additionally, is there anything else? Oh yes, he's going to use his Healing Stone. Again, get himself another stamina. So now he'll be up at 4 stamina. So we'll put 2 in there, bring a 3 token out, and he's now fully back up to where he was before he did blood magic. Right, I think that's it for Tommy. Next up is Ursula Downs. Here we are with Ursula. She's in pretty much the same situation as Tommy is. She's coming out of a gate, she's looking to seal a gate, and she's got 2 monsters waiting for her. So what we're going to do, well, she's going to try and seal it with her fight skill, so that's already up top. She also has nameless cults. When she comes out this turn, she will be back in Arkham. So it's a law check, so we may as well use one of her focus just to pop a law up. So we'll put that up as far as it can go. So the next, I think it's movement phase, isn't it? So not this movement phase, but the movement phase next turn, she'll be able to use nameless cults, and so will Tommy because of the relationship card they've got. Right, so that's that sorted. Is there anything else? No, we've moved the law up. She's got no bank loans or anything of that ilk. So that's it for Ursula Downs. Next up is Kate Winthrop. Here we are with Kate. What we're going to do with Kate is we're going to get her into Arkham Asylum this turn. She's got plenty of speed, so she's got 4 movement points. She only needs 1, so it doesn't matter how big that dune is in front of Arkham Asylum, she can get in there. The only problem is obviously we've got the Servitor of the Outer Gods. She's not going to take it on again. She's only got 1 sanity, and it's just not worth it. She does have the silver key, however, and that's a guaranteed evade. So we'll just take 1 stamina out of the supply, put it on that, and she'll get into Arkham Asylum, no problem. Right, that's it for Kate Winthrop. I don't think we need to move any focuses around or anything. No, we'll keep it as it is. Next up is Hank Sampson, Monster Killer. And here we are with Hank. Well, Hank's going to take on the Servitor of the Outer Gods. One good thing is, because of his thick-skulled ability, he doesn't have to make a horror check. Because he doesn't make the horror check, I think that the Nightmarish 2, which the Servitor of the Outer Gods has got, doesn't count either. It just says that counts if you succeed at a horror check. Well, he's not even doing a horror check, so therefore he's not going to take the Nightmarish damage either. That's the way I'm reading it. So he will go straight into combat, and because he's going straight into combat and the Servitor of the Outer Gods isn't physically immune or anything, what we're going to do is we're going to swap out the enchanted knife, put the 45 automatic back in just to give us an extra combat die. So he will have 8 with his 45s, 5 for his fight, which is 13, minus 2, so that will give him 11 dice. And remember, we've got the lucky cigarette case. So if we fail, if we don't get the 3 successes that we need, we can re-roll all the dice, because we can re-roll 1 skill check. So that's good news. But hopefully we won't need it, and we'll just get 3 we'll get 3 successes anyway. Right, so that's it for Hank. Is he moving anything around? We'll just move his law up to 2 each. For no better reason than let's just do it. Right, okay. Oh, no, in fact we're not. We're going to... he's going to stay in the streets, isn't he? Because he'll be fighting the Servitor of the Elder Gods, and if he's successful, Sandstorm will still be going. And it's a luck -1 check. So in fact, we'll go the other way. We'll put him up to 4 luck, and he'll get 3 dice and another opportunity to get an exhibit item. Right. Good, good, good. Let's go to the movement phase. And here we are at the movement phase. So first up is Tommy Muldoon, who's coming out of the Great Hall of Celiano, and he comes out at Independence Square. So that's where he is. Next up is Ursula Downs, and she comes out at the Unvisited Isle, where she's got a couple of friends waiting for her as well. And then it's Kate Winthrop, and Kate Winthrop's going to use the silver key. So I'll take 1 stamina token out of the supply. So we now know that we've used the silver key once out of its 3 uses. So she has successfully evaded the servitor of the outer gods, and she makes it into Arkham Asylum. She's got plenty of movement points, so the sandstorm doesn't affect her getting in there. And next up is Hank. Hank's not going anywhere because Hank is going to kick ass. So we're not evading, so we can go straight to the back of the card. We're not doing a horror check because of his special ability. Because we're not doing a horror check, I don't think that we have to do the nightmarish. So he doesn't lose any sanity, because that's only if you succeed at a horror check. But we will lose 1 stamina even if we succeed in beating it in combat, because it's got overwhelming 1. So it's -2. Got -2. He's got 8, 13, 11 dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Waiting there. And why not? Why don't we just like zoom in? Here we are, zoomed right in. Made sure I've got the bloody dice tower in this time. Right, 11 dice. He needs 3 successes. And what have we got? That one doesn't count. But we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's blown it away, baby. Good work, Hank. But, as you know, from last time, the Servitor of the Outer Gods is endless. So it's going to go back in the cup, and doubtless on the Mythos phase I'll manage to pick it out once again. But we have got 1 monster stand back, and that goes back in the bag. And Hank loses 1 stamina because of the overwhelming ability of the Servitor of the Outer Gods. We'll put that back in the supply, and he's now down to 5 stamina, but that's still plenty. So that's the end of the movement phase. Next up is the Arkham encounter phase. And first up, Tommy Muldoon at Independence Square. So he doesn't have to bother about the monsters this turn, so we can put those back there. What Tommy's got to bother about is the gate. This is the gate to the Great Hall of Celiano. -1 gate. He's attempting to seal that. He doesn't have an Elder Sign, so he's going to have to use clue tokens. He's got 5 clue tokens, and his fight is 5, so he gets 4 dice to try and seal this gate. Can he do it? He can do it. 3 times over he can do it. So that's excellently done. That's another gate trophy for the team. Well done, Tommy. Nothing comes off the Doom track. It wasn't an Elder Sign, but we have the Disc of Funky Blueness, which tells us that gate is sealed. We won't have to mess around with the monsters till next turn, and I have a plan which may come off. So we'll see how it goes on. So there we go. We've sealed another gate. Woohoo! It is a star gate. There are no star monsters, so we don't get to take any monsters off the board, unfortunately. But that's still, sealing a gate is always good. So woohoo! 2 gates sealed. Right, next up is Ursula Downs. Here's Ursula. She's at the unvisited aisle gate, and what she has to do is exactly the same as what Tommy's just done. We'll move these back. Don't have to bother about them just yet. And the gate she's got is another dimension, which is a +0 gate, and it's a square gate. It's a square gate. We could have got rid of the outer gods if she'd been before. If we'd done this, if she got out a turn earlier, Hank wouldn't have had the problem with it. But I think we've got a square in the outskirts. We've got a mask monster in the outskirts, so that'll go back to the bag, which is unfortunate. But always seal the gate when you've got a chance. I don't think there are any more square monsters. In fact, I'm getting ahead of myself really, because we haven't sealed the gate yet. So shut up, Paul. Right, another dimension. That's going to be 4 dice as well. Let's get it in. Yep, she's got 4 fight. It's a +0 gate, so she gets 4 dice as well. And just needs 1 success. And she gets a 6. So that's good, good, good. Another sealed gate. More funky blueness. There we are. She gets yet another gate trophy. That's 2 she's got. The funky gate holder can go back. And we now, as the observant amongst you will notice, have no gates open. Unfortunately, this doesn't mean that we've won. The reason for that is because we've got 4 investigators. And in order to win by closing gates with 4 investigators, we'd need to have 4 gate trophies. We've only got 3. So unfortunately, we haven't won by the closing gates method. But we have got 3 sealed gates out of 6. So that's halfway there, so that's really good. She's got, next turn, Ursula's going to have a cultist to deal with and a wraith. I think she can evade the wraith, and the cultist she might as well fight because it's pretty weak. But we'll consider that next turn. Oh, nearly forgot. Unfortunately, the mask monster in the outskirts has to go back in the bag. When you close a gate, it does include monsters in the outskirts and the sky. So, because it's a square monster, it goes back in the bag, unfortunately. We could have done with it staying out a bit longer. But that's the way it's got to be. Right, so next up in the Arkham encounter phase is Kate Winthrop. And here we are with Kate, Arkham Asylum. You know the drill by now. She's going to pay $2. She's going to have a consultation with the shrink, and she's going to go right back up to 6 sanity. So that means she gets 5 back. And she's now back up at 6 sanity, which is excellent news, especially seeing as she's the girl who's got most of the spells. Good, good, good. Right, that's it for Kate Winthrop. So next up, it's Hank Sampson in downtown. Here he is. Tell us about the rabbits, George. Hank, he's going for it. And again, because we've got the remarkably helpful sandstone card, he's in a street again. So that means he gets a luck check, because he's not in the same street as the Ancient Whispers marker. So he can have a search through the sand again. He can play sand castles again. And his luck's 4 because we put it up. So he's going to get 3 dice and try and find another exhibit item. So he's got 2 already. So he's doing quite well on these exhibit items. So here we go, 3 dice. Is it in? No, I've nearly pulled the same trick as I did last time. It's in now, isn't it? Yep, that's better. Oh, excellent. He succeeds. So, yet another exhibit item from our boy from the sticks. Where are the exhibits? Here they are. Just give them a quick shuffle. Right, so let's see what we get. A Mask of Vice. This doesn't sound quite right for a clean living country boy. What's this? Any phase. Exhaust this card to gain any common item or unique item you currently have the opportunity to purchase without paying for it. Let's just read that again. Exhaust this card to gain any common or unique item you currently have the opportunity to purchase without paying for it. Does that mean you can just pick one out? No, I think that means he actually has to go to the curiosity shop or the general store or the old magic shop. I think he has to have one of those location encounters as normal, and from whatever he picks out of those decks, like he'd get 3 things from the curiosity shop, he can pick one of those 3 things and not pay for it. I don't think he just gets to rifle through the decks, but that's good. We like that one. Okie dokie. Right, so that's really good. Woohoo! Right, next up would be the Otherworld encounter phase, but both our Otherworld explorers are back in Arkham. So we're going straight into the laugh and chuckle phase that is Mythos. Once again, let us look upon the town of Arkham and grab us the deck of doom. Alright, let's see what we get. We would have had a gate at the Unvisited Isle. How lucky are we being? That has just been sealed. We don't do gate bursts in this particular game, so that's sealed. Woohoo! No monsters, no gate. Fantastic. But I've spoken too soon, and you'll see why in a minute. We don't get a clue because of the nature of the card. God damn it. We do have monster movement, however. We've got slashes, triangles, stars and hexagons. I think we've got a couple of those. We do have a triangle, which is the good old Shan. The only person we've got in the street, though, is in fact the only person who I'd want to take this on, because it's a bit horrible. You can get devoured if you fail a horror check. But the only person in the streets is Sampson, and he doesn't do horror checks because he's thick-skulled. Ha 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 ha! But it has kiboshed what I was thinking of doing. I was thinking of sending Hank into Independence Square to kill these 2. But I think Tommy's going to have to sort that out now. Right, so that's a movement for a triangle. A slash monster is the Moon Beast, but it's not going to move. The reason it's not going to move is because it has an investigator in its location. The investigator is Tommy, so it's not going to move. I've got any more triangles or stars? No. I think everything. We've got a hexagon though. That moves on black, so that goes down to Miskatonic University, the Formless Spawn. And I think that's all our movement. Yep, that's all the monster movement. So, this would be really brilliant. Except, it isn't. Because of the type of card we have. Rumour. These are horrible. In fact, I can't believe we've done however many turns we have in the last game and this game and not got one. Well, we've got one now. Good work, undone. When this card enters play, place 6 clue tokens on it. Any player may spend clue tokens during the Arkham encounter phase while in the East Town streets to discard clue tokens from this card on a 1-for-1 basis. The ongoing effect. Roll 2 dice at the end of every Mythos phase while this card is in play, beginning the turn after it entered play. So not till the next Mythos phase. For every 1 or 2 rolled, place 1 clue token on the card. Pass. If there are no clue tokens on this card, return it to the box. Each player draws 1 unique item. Fail. If there are 10 clue tokens on this card, return it to the box. All Elder Sign tokens are removed from the board. We've got 3 on the board. We do not want them removing. Right, so we've got a... So it's East Town. So we'll put it there in East Town. We'll put, I think it's 6 clue tokens on it, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6. We don't want to lose the Elder Signs that we've used. The real pig about it is it's a clue token thing. We're getting rid of clue tokens to get rid of that. If we come to the final battle, we have to fight Nile Architect with clue tokens. So it's a real nasty rumour card for us. The only thing going in our favour is we do have 3 sealed gates. So what it has reminded me is I've obviously got to I've already got to take clue tokens off for those sealed gates. Oops. But I've remembered. So there's the 5 clue tokens off Tommy. Put them back. And we need another 5 clue tokens off Ursula for her gate. But what I'm going to do with Ursula is she's going to get rid of 4 and she's going to get rid of research materials, which she can use instead of spending 1 clue token. So what that leaves us with, so discard research materials. That leaves us with Tommy Muldoon, who has 3 clue tokens, and Ursula Downs that has 3 clue tokens. So that's the 6. We don't have a gate open the way things have transpired, so they couldn't really zoom into a gate straight away anyway to seal it. So what we're going to have to do, I think, is we're going to have Tommy might try and evade these 2. Hank should have dealt with the sham by such time as he has to evade these, so he can go 1, 2 into East Town and hopefully get rid of 3 of those. And Ursula, unfortunately, she's not going to be able to move because she's not going to be able to evade really because of this -3 on the cultist. He's very aware. So I think she'll go through an original plan of evading the Wraith but killing the cultist. But that means she stays at the Unvisited Isle. But we do have Kate Winthrop, who's got 3 clues. She's due to come out of Arkham Asylum. Yes, she can put the 3 clues in and we can get rid of that rumour, hopefully next turn. It does mean we'll have virtually no clue tokens for sealing gates, but as I say, we haven't got a gate open at the moment, so there's not much. If you haven't got a gate open, you can't seal it, can you? Right, so that's it. A really, really good turn, apart from that rumour card at the end, which is proves to be a bit of a pain, but hopefully we'll be able to get rid of it. Right, so thank you very much for watching. Thanks for the subscriptions, thanks for the comments, and thanks for all the views. I hope you join me next time in turn 7 of Arkham Horror, Curse of the Dark Pharaoh.